More 2025 LEGO leaks, Star Wars, DC, ideas, and more. From that whopping $1,000 Death Star that's breaking records to a $5 polybag that might just surprise you, these are some LEGO leaks you won't want to miss. So make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all the latest LEGO news and reviews. LEGO Star Wars UCS Death Star, Set 75419. First up, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. LEGO's most expensive set ever created, the Ultimate Collector Series Death Star, comes in at a jaw-dropping $1,000, and honestly, I'm not impressed. This 9,023-piece behemoth releases October 1st, and while those numbers sound incredible on paper, the execution feels like a massive letdown. From the side, this thing looks more like a death pancake than the iconic space station we all know and love. The design choice to prioritize interior detail over the exterior just doesn't work for me. Now, don't get me wrong, the interior is absolutely stunning. The level of detail inside is genuinely impressive, and you can tell LEGO's designers poured their hearts into recreating those iconic Death Star scenes. But when you're dropping $1,000 on a set, shouldn't the entire thing look polished? The back of the Death Star is where things fall apart completely. We're talking about different shades of gray and red that look thrown together without any real thought. For $1,000, this feels like a slap in the face to Star Wars fans who've been waiting for the ultimate Death Star experience. What really gets me is that there was a better way to do this. Imagine if it was a fully enclosed sphere that opens up to reveal all those incredible interior scenes. That would have been perfect balance, giving us both the authentic Death Star look and the intricate scenes inside. Instead, we got this weird compromise that doesn't fully satisfy either approach. The minifigure selection doesn't help either. 38 figures sounds impressive until you realize most of them are pretty standard fare. Director Krennic and Galen Erso are solid additions, but the rest feel like missed opportunities. Even worse, most figures skip the dual-molded legs we've come to expect from premium sets, with only the Hot Tub Stormtrooper getting that treatment. Imperial Shuttle, Death Star bonus build. The one bright spot in this entire Death Star package, though, the mid-scale Imperial Shuttle. This little build can fit 2 minifigures and honestly captures the ship's proportions better than some standalone sets I've seen. It's easily my favorite part of the entire $1,000 experience, which should tell you something about the main build. TIE Fighter with Imperial Hangar, Set 40771. Speaking of questionable decisions, let's talk about this gift with purchase situation. This 236-piece TIE Fighter set is only available if you buy the Death Star during the first week of release. That's right, LEGO is holding the TIE Fighter hostage behind their most expensive set ever. This feels absolutely wrong on every level. The TIE Fighter design itself is honestly terrible, probably worse than some of the basic 4+ sets we've seen. But the real problem is that this should have been included with the Death Star from day one. When you're asking fans to drop $1,000, the bare minimum should include a decent TIE Fighter. Instead, LEGO's making you rush to buy during launch week just to get what should have been part of the base package. If they wanted to do a gift with purchase, it should have been something completely different. Maybe one of those buildable lightsabers or another accessory that adds value without feeling essential. The whole strategy just feels greedy, especially when most people can't afford to drop $1,000 on LEGO during the first week of release anyway. LEGO Insiders poster. Quick mention here, there's also a LEGO Insiders poster available for 5,000 points. Not much to say about this one, but it's there if you're into collecting LEGO promotional materials. Genesis Controller, Set 40769. Now, we mentioned it before, but it's so good it's worth mentioning again for anyone who missed it. This is how you do a gift with purchase right. This brand new LEGO gaming set was released September 8th with any purchase over $130, and it's actually impressive. The attention to detail in this Sega Genesis controller is fantastic. The proportions look spot on, and the little interior space adds some nice building variety. But the real genius move is the opening top section that reveals a hidden Sonic mission scene using studs to represent Sonic and the coins. This is easily one of the best LEGO gaming adjacent gift with purchase sets we've ever gotten. The controller build itself feels substantial and accurate, while the Sonic Easter egg adds that perfect touch of gaming nostalgia. This is exactly what a gift with purchase should be, something that enhances your purchase without feeling like content that was cut from another set. LEGO Ideas Mineral Set, Set 21362. Now, moving into October releases, the LEGO Ideas line gives us something completely different with this 880-piece mineral collection for $60. This set includes 3 wooden display builds that can split apart, letting you spread out the mineral displays however you want. The translucent pieces used for the minerals themselves look genuinely impressive. While I can't name all the specific rocks and minerals included, the variety and color selection creates some really eye-catching displays. The modular nature of the wooden stands adds flexibility that most display sets lack. Honestly, this isn't something I'd personally buy. Geology just isn't my thing, but if you're into minerals and natural science, this looks like a solid pickup. The display potential is strong, and at $60 for nearly 900 pieces, the value proposition works out so well. Painted Playset, Future Gift with Purchase. Here's an interesting one. This set won LEGO Ideas Build Your Favorite Hobby competition, and it comes from a designer called Doomslicer. It'll become a gift with purchase sometime in the future, and from what I've seen, it looks pretty solid. The concept of building your own hobby in LEGO form has tons of potential, and this particular execution seems to nail the artistic theme. We'll have to wait and see when this actually releases, but it's definitely one to keep on your radar. Lightning McQueen, Set 77255. This is where things get really interesting. LEGO just revealed their first 2026 Speed Champions set, and it's Lightning McQueen from Disney's Cars. This 270-piece set releases January 1st, 2026 for $28 and is already available for pre-order. I'll be honest, seeing a 2026 set revealed this early caught me completely off guard, but I am not complaining. This was actually one of the 2026 releases I was most excited about, and the final design doesn't disappoint. The proportions look fantastic, and those printed tires add authentic racing details. Sure, there are quite a few stickers, but that's actually screen accurate. In the movie, Sally literally refers to Lightning McQueen's sponsor decals as stickers, so LEGO's approach makes perfect sense from a source material perspective. My only real complaint is the front canopy sitting a bit too low, but that's a minor gripe on an otherwise excellent Speed Champions build. At $28 for nearly 300 pieces, this feels like a solid value for both Cars fans and Speed Champions collectors. The fact that this is releasing alongside the rumored Back to the Future DeLorean in 2026 has me really excited for what Speed Champions is planning. Unfortunately, DeLorean pictures aren't getting revealed anytime soon. The McQueen reveal was apparently a one-off situation. LEGO Ninjago Magazine. Quick update on the magazine front. LEGO's launching a brand new Ninjago magazine that includes a Kai minifigure. Nothing groundbreaking here, but Ninjago collectors will want to keep an eye out for this one. Exclusive black minifigure. Visual Dictionary. The new LEGO minifigure Visual Dictionary includes an exclusive black minifigure that's actually pretty impressive. The torso and leg printing looks sharp, and they've included back printing details too. Combined with the classic LEGO head design, this feels like a worthy exclusive for reference book buyers. LEGO DC March 2026 sets. Now this is where speculation gets really exciting. LEGO has 3 DC sets planned for March 2026, and the details we have are intriguing. Set 76330 is the big one, 678 pieces for $80 with a 12+ age rating. This will be the largest set in the wave, and I'm really hoping this is some sort of playset rather than just another vehicle. DC could use more location-based builds. The other two sets present an interesting puzzle. Set 76331 comes in at 220 pieces for $30, while set 76332 has 330 pieces for the exact same $30 price. That 100-piece difference at the same price doesn't make much sense from a value perspective. Now, my theory? Set 76332 is very likely the Robert Pattinson Batmobile. With the new LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight video game launching in the first quarter of 2026, the timing makes perfect sense. The game heavily features Pattinson's Batman suit and Batmobile as the starting versions, and they've actually created a new costume design that's different from the original movie minifigure. At $30 for 330 pieces, a Pattinson Batmobile would be reasonable pricing for that scale of vehicle. Plus, LEGO missed the boat on the Batman movie tie-ins originally, so this would be their chance to capitalize on that version's popularity. I, however, am really hoping all three sets end up being Superman movie-based content. LEGO completely skipped direct Superman movie tie-ins and minifigures apart from the Fortnite collaboration, so March 2026 could be their chance to make up for that missed opportunity. Batman Bruce Wayne and Batsuit Polybag. Set 30726. January 2026 kicks off with this $5 polybag featuring both Batman in the Batsuit and Bruce Wayne. Getting two minifigures for $5 isn't terrible value, though I expect the Bruce Wayne figure will most likely be reused parts without much new printing. It's honestly disappointing that this polybag is basically the only small LEGO release planned for January 2026. No other small sets, no 18+ builds, just this generic polybag to start the year. Arkham Asylum. Now, we can't wrap up without mentioning the Arkham Asylum set. Shipping started on September 9th. This is genuinely a solid set that captures the iconic Batman location really well. The building techniques and minifigure selection work together nicely. My only complaint is the pricing. This feels like it should have been around $299 rather than its current price point. The value proposition isn't quite there, but if you grab it on sale, it's definitely worth considering for Batman fans. The variety in this year's LEGO releases really shows how the company is experimenting with different price points and themes. From that controversial $1,000 Death Star to $5 polybags, there's something for almost every budget level. What's particularly interesting is seeing how LEGO handles intellectual property, that's the legal ownership of characters and franchises, across different lines. The Speed Champions Lightning McQueen set shows they're willing to reach into Disney's catalog, while DC speculation suggests they're trying to maximize their Warner Bros. Relationship. The gift with purchase strategy this year has been hit or miss. The Genesis controller absolutely nails what a gift with purchase should be, something that enhances your purchase experience without feeling like cut content. Meanwhile, that TIE Fighter situations with the Death Star feels like content being held hostage rather than being already included in the purchase. Looking ahead to 2026, the early Lightning McQueen reveal suggests LEGO might be changing their announcement strategy. Getting Speed Champions details this far in advance could mean they're testing fan reaction or building longer anticipation cycles. The DC set for March 2026 represents a huge opportunity. If they really are Superman movie based, it could finally give fans the tie-in content they've been waiting for. And if that Pattinson Batman theory pans out, it'll be interesting to see how it compares to previous Batman vehicle releases. One thing that stands out across all these releases is LEGO's willingness to experiment with pricing structures. That $1,000 Death Star pushes the absolute upper limit of what they think fans will pay, while the variety of smaller releases shows they haven't forgotten about budget-conscious collectors. The minifigure quality across these sets varies significantly too. Some releases nail the printing and accessories, while others feel like afterthoughts. It's a reminder that even within LEGO's premium lines, attention to detail isn't always consistent. Now, whether you're dropping serious cash on that Death Star or picking up a simple polybag, 2025 and early 2026 are shaping up to offer something for every type of LEGO fan. Just maybe skip that Death Star gift with purchase situation unless you're absolutely committed to getting everything on day one. These releases really highlight both LEGO's strengths and their occasional missteps. When they nail the balance of price, quality, and fan service, like with that Genesis controller, the results are fantastic. When they prioritize profits over fan experience, like with the Death Star gift with purchase situation, it leaves a sour taste. The year ahead looks promising though, especially if those DC movie tie-ins deliver on their potential. And getting Lightning McQueen in Speed Champions form feels like a perfect match between franchise and format. Now, what do you think about these upcoming releases? Are you tempted to buy that Death Star, or are you waiting to see what 2026 brings? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more LEGO news and reviews.